So thank you so much for joining us, ma'am. So how are you?
Yeah, I'm doing fine. Thank you, Kaveri, for having me on this talk on mental health. Yeah.
Yes, thank you so much, ma'am. So we wanted to know few things about you. So I thought I'll just, I prepared few questions and I'll ask you that.
Yeah.
So how long you've been working as a counselor and what inspired you to pursue this profession?
See, Kaveri, firstly, I don't call it working. It is engaging in counseling, which has been very close to my heart. And when you ask me my journey, it started 35 years back when I lost a very dear friend to suicide. And that really jolted me and made me see reason to understand mental health closely. And then I joined an organization which was Suicide Prevention Center, which was Crisis Intervention Center. And my journey began there.
Okay, ma'am. So what are the areas or issues do you specialize in as a counselor?
That again is a very good question, Kaveri, because sky is the limit. I mean, people come with all kinds of issues, ranging from anger to domestic violence, of course, which you are promoting. I mean, not promoting, but addressing. And there's a lot of things, right from phobias to fears to not being able to perform, relationship issues. So the list is never ending.
Okay, ma'am. So what counseling approaches or techniques do you typically use in your practice?
Yes, I've been a counselor for 21 years, where with words we were talking and we were listening. Basically, person was coming and we were listening. Then I realized that we need to go beyond words. And that is the time when I started to enhance my skills and knowledges by doing a lot of certification course in India and overseas, which was music therapy, which was art therapy, which was bio-guided music therapy, which was couples counseling. So a lot of it then got integrated. Now I have a bouquet of therapies that I offer a person who's coming into me.
Oh, that's really nice, ma'am. Really nice. So ma'am, just to understand, how do you create a safe and non-judgmental space for your clients during the counseling sessions?
Kaveri, that's a very important reason or very important issue, because when a client comes to me, he already is very stressed out. And he or she, when he comes and sees an atmosphere of not being judged, of being understood, of not being criticized, because that is what is happening in their personal family and friends circle. So they want an environment where they will be understood, where they will be listened to and not judged. So it is very important for us to tell them that the confidentiality, whatever they speak to us or relate to us, even the fact that they've come to us, will not be talked about anywhere to anybody.
Correct, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. So that is really very important because everyone will not be ready to come and open up So they really want a space which is very safe for them.
Absolutely.
Yes. Okay, ma'am. So can you describe your process for understanding and assessing the needs of your clients?
See, again, it is not very mechanical, though we do have a stud, which is subjective value of distress. Now, if somebody has walked into my client or in my clinic, then I ask them, how high are you in that value? Say, I give them a value of, say, from 1 to 10. Now, if they've come with an anger issue, say, now, how high are you on your anger? So they'll tell me, oh, ma'am, I think I'm at 8. Okay. So where would you like to see yourself instead? Oh, ma'am, I think I'll be fine if I'm at 2. So then we ask them, if imagine or feel as though you are at 2. Okay. How would you feel then? Oh, I would feel very good. How good? Good as a free bird flying in the air. Oh. So these are the value of distress that we take from them. And then towards the end of the session, we ask them, where are you now?
Okay. Okay, ma'am. So in such cases, like, can you provide me with an example of a successful case or client outcome that you're particularly proud of?
Now, again, success stories are there so many, but success is not mine. Success is theirs. I'm only a facilitator. Whoever is coming to me is going on their own journey. I'm taking them on the journey. I'm going with them. I'm hand-holding them in the journey. But it is them who are moving ahead. So not one, but one case, since you've asked me specifically, if there was a person who was having claustrophobia. Now, since when she was having claustrophobia, she doesn't know. She could not go on the lift alone. She was staying on a very high-rise building. And with subsequent sessions, she could feel the trigger. When was the first trigger? When she started to feel the claustrophobia. It could have been in the mother's womb. It could have been in the past life, So a lot of things go in the journey. It is like peeling the onion layers, The person himself or herself does not know where was the first time when he started to feel that suffocation, in closed places. And then when she started to peel the onion layers and go back to that one incident where she felt claustrophobic, that was the time when she started to come out of that claustrophobia, which she had been facing for so many years, months, And she started to use the lift, which I think was a very good, a success story for her. Like I said, not for me, but for her. It's a big victory for her.
Yes, ma'am. So such client stories would always make you really proud and happy, right?
Yes, Kaveri, when I go to sleep at night, I feel very good because if I have helped or handhold a person who has moved their negativity to positivity, I think I get a very good sleep and I feel very peaceful about it. So it is more, I think I get more satisfaction than anybody else does. Yeah.
Great, great. So, ma'am, how do you continue to enhance your professional skills and stay updated with the latest developments in the field of counseling?
Yes, Kaveri, it is very important for chartered accountants, for lawyers, for doctors who are in this profession to be updated with what is happening, So I keep attending conferences which are, in India or overseas, Read a lot of books, read a lot of journals, engage with a lot of people who are in the same field to know what is it that they are doing, how is it that they are helping their clients. So to be constantly engaged in upscaling your skills or knowledge is very important in this field. In fact, I learn sometimes from a younger intern who has come in, I've learned so much from her. I think I know it all. I never say that I know it all. So I'm always ready to enhance my knowledge and skills because I am dealing with very sensitive issues, with my clients. So I need to know exactly how I can reach out to that first trigger where they felt uncomfortable or where they felt suicidal or when they felt that life was not worth living.
Correct, ma'am. Correct. Yes. And also, ma'am, how do you ensure your own self-care and well-being as a counselor?
Like we say, when you're flying, the air hostess tells you should put the mask firstly to yourself and then to others. So that is my motto. Yes, I need to engage myself in positive self-talk. I do a lot of self-hapening techniques, which I teach others. I look after my health. I am a senior citizen. And I make sure that I take care of my not only just physical health, but mental health too. And if I need to, I also would like to take therapies from my friends who are in the same profession. So I don't shy away from that. So self-care is also very important. Like I said, I need to put the mask firstly to myself before I do it to others. Yeah.
Correct. Yes, bro. So, ma'am, it was really wonderful talking to you. You had given us a lot of insight. Ma'am, would you like to give any message to the individuals or the person who would actually require or need the help of counseling or, who are actually in need of help? Do you have any message to give them?
Yes, Kaveri, see now in the pandemic, a lot of people were coming to me online. Even now, people from Mumbai, people from Calcutta, from over in different states, sometimes even overseas, So it's very important for us to make them understand that when they are talking to us, firstly, it will be confidential. Secondly, I tell them, and I tell to my audiences, I go to a lot of schools and colleges where I engage with students, young and old, with teachers, with parents, that don't brush mental health under the carpet. It is as important, as relevant as physical health. In the pandemic, agar khasi zukham bukhar hota tha, we used to keep running to the doctor. But if you have an episode of depression and it is going on for a long period of time, address it, talk to people, not necessarily first instance you need to go to a psychiatrist or a counselor. See, earlier, Kaveri, what was happening is we were in joint families, and joint families, the support was always there, Dada, dadi hain, aunts hain, sisters hain, brothers hain. Now everybody is staying alone, they are in a singular family like you are and like I am, So that is where this essential support of a counselor or a therapist becomes very important, But firstly, to understand, look, if I'm going through a depression, if I was moving out and I was going through an issue, I have to understand that I need to address it. So what I would like to tell my audience is, please don't brush mental health under the carpet. It's not a stigma. A psychiatrist OPD is as full as any other OPD, or a therapist space. People are not shying away from going to one,
Correct, correct.
If there is a relationship issue, or there is a phobia, or there is a fear issue, or there's an anger issue which is driving you crazy, so why not seek help? There's no stigma into it.
Correct.
So again and again, I want to go to the rooftop and tell my audience that don't brush mental health under the carpet. Address it, because to nip it in the bud is very important. Rather than it grows so big that it turns into schizophrenia, or a chemical imbalance. That is a time when treatment then becomes very lengthy, sometimes impossible. So nip mental health under the, nip it when there's time, nip it when the first signs of aggression, of depression are coming in and it's not going away with anything,
Okay, ma'am.
So one needs to address mental health and not brush it under the carpet.
Okay, ma'am. So one last question. So, ma'am, can you just explain to us the difference between a psychologist and a psychiatrist? Because it is something which is often confused by most of them. So could you just give us an insight on that?
I'm so happy that you asked me that question, Kaveri, because when a person, like I'll give you my example, if a person has come to me and I'm doing various kinds of therapies, non-invasive ones, and he's feeling good, but yet I understand that he or she needs drugs, he needs medication, that's the time when I'll send him to a psychiatrist, because he's the one who can prescribe drugs and I cannot, But the need is there. A drug need is there. And that is why we should not shy away from going to a psychiatrist, But immediately, like we said, go to a general physician first, then go to a specialist. So if we are like general physicians, who we can assess their need, a psychologist can assess the person's need. Does he or she need to go to a psychiatrist or not? But if the need is there to go to a psychiatrist, I definitely recommend them very strongly that you need to see a psychiatrist, because the drug needs to go, because it's a chemical imbalance that I cannot address. A chemical imbalance is a psychiatrist can address. So definitely I would strongly recommend that they should go to a psychiatrist. But like I said, a psychologist can assess the need of the person and then send them to a psychiatrist.
Okay, thank you so much, ma'am, because that is quite a question which most of them get confused. Because when we say, okay, you can go to a psychologist and address a concern, they would be like, no, we really don't want, because they think it is some they are being taken to a psychiatrist. So that is a confusion that they have, and some of them don't approach a psychologist because of that reason. I have had situations in my experience as well.
No, I can understand, Kabir. So like I said, I told you my own example that whenever we have fever, I'm having a little bit of viral. So what is happening is that I will immediately run to an MD doctor, Why can't I go to a professor of medicine, where he can assess whether I need to go to, to a specialist or not.
Correct.
So yes. It's like that. So we need to go in so that he can see all my parameters and he can see, what is going wrong, which part of my body needs to be addressed,
Correct.
And then he will send me to that specialist who needs to address that body part, So similarly for us, I think we should not shy away going to a mental health professional, because he or she can understand you, assess, not only assess, but maybe it is really mostly 90% of the issues are relieved. In fact, it's the other way around also. I'm glad that you asked this question. When I go to a specialist or I go to my MD doctor, I ask him or her, I said, a person who's coming into you, do you ever ask him or her what is happening at the home front? Because I feel the problem comes, or the illness comes to the mind first and then to the body.
Correct.
Do you agree with me there or not?
Of course, ma'am. Yes, truly.
So, if you can clean it there and then, I don't think we can, we'll have a severe physical health problem. So I tell my doctor, because some of them are my friends, I said, I think it is very essential for you. Ask this question to a patient who's coming in. Is everything fine at home? Are you going through a mental stress at home, So they agree with me. They said, yes, we should spend that 1 minute with them, asking them this question. So it's the other way around also, We ask them whether you need, when we see them in distress and they need psychiatric help, we do definitely send them to one,
Correct. So if the treatment is assessed properly, the effectiveness would also be more.
Absolutely. The resolution will come, because like I said, we should not leave it unheard, unresolved.
Correct.
Like physical health, we should resolve it and not, it is not a stigma. Again and again, I tell myself and tell others that mental health is not a stigma. You address it as you address physical health.
Correct. Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So thank you so much. You had shared a lot. Thank you so much for your time. And yes, thank you.
Thank you for having me over, Kavya. It was a pleasure me talking to you.
Same to you.